It's time for the Steelman and Thune at noon with Mike Steely and Parker Thune. Hit the guys up on the Riverwind Casino calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
All right, welcome in, everybody. How we doing? It is a Tuesday. We are here in the Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, the very dark Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, where they force an old man to try and read his own chicken scratch off a sheet, and it's very difficult. But we are going to make it through today, ladies and gentlemen. That's what regional radio stardom is all about. I am here with a young whippersnapper, Parker Thune, and it is a Tuesday. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the upcoming event, the Crimson Combine.
Before we get into that, genuine question here. At what point, if ever, will I outgrow the young whippersnapper label? Do I have to hit 30?
I would say 30 is about the proper age, yes.
Fair enough.
Young whippersnapper and the old geriatric here back at it again.
The Crimson Combine, Steely.
Can we play the spring game? It's not happening. It's the Crimson Combine. Can we play Charlton Heston at the end of the Planet of the Apes, please?
You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
Well, let's not go that far. But what do you think? No spring game. Instead, it is a Crimson Combine.
It's weird, Steely. I mean, it's going to take some getting used to. This is the way of the world now. Spring games are going away. But my goodness, man, it's yet another bastion of college football tradition that is falling as a consequence of the money-driven NIL era.
I told you greed eventually destroys, right? And look,
you're correct, as always.
You've got to play the game. I get it. If you're Joe C., if you're Jim Nagy, this is how the game's played. You don't play the game the way it's played, you're going to fall behind. And I love what the Sooners have done in the offseason. I think Jim Nagy is a fantastic hire. I love Ben Arbuckle, John Mateer coming in. You know, I just think Kevin Wilson coming in as a consultant, I think they've made a lot of really good moves. But I am not a big fan of this day and age of college football. It has become AAA professional football in many ways, right? And we used to have a difference between college and pro football. Pageantry, traditions, it was a different game. And they're coming closer together, and I just don't like that. But look, I'm old and cranky. I get it. And, it's not going to be changing anytime soon. I blame the NCAA for this because they sat on their hands for so long and got their asses kicked in court so many times that I blame this on the NCAA. If they had been able to get their act together, we would not be in this situation. But we are. And our poll question today, by the way, on YouTube, concerns the Crimson Combine. What do you think about the Crimson Combine? Good call. Keep your players. Don't care. It's not a real game. Or this sucks. Another lost tradition. Check off one of those three on YouTube. All right. So anyway, do we have the Kobe McKenzie clip? Let's get to that one because Kobe McKenzie was in here, courtesy of our friends in One Oklahoma. I thought he was fantastic. We want to thank One Oklahoma because they deliver a lot of great Sooner athletes in here for some really good interviews. Donate if you can at Oklahoma.com. And he was on the T-Row in the Morning Show this morning. And here is what Kobe McKenzie said. These are his thoughts on the Crimson Combine setup.
Man, I think it's going to be great. Obviously everybody loves the spring game because you get to see the young guys, the newcomers, the quarterback. For last year we had guys like Deion Burks who went out and shined in the spring game, so everybody was excited about that. But I think this is also going to be a good thing as well, just because you get to get fan engagement. You get to see who people's true personality is outside the helmet, because a lot of time fans run into us and they don't even know what we look like. They just take a guess or an assumption. This combine thing is going to be – I think it's going to be full of events, kind of similar to what Ole Miss did, hot dog eating competition, just certain stuff like that, just seeing guys' personality. So I think it's going to be a very good thing in the way that college football is going.
All right.
I'm sorry, a hot dog eating contest?
Yeah, Ole Miss did that last year, didn't they? Yeah, absolutely. All right, I want to get two other opinions, and then we'll talk more about this. 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Now, remember when Matt Rule said this, it's been about 3 weeks or so, maybe a little bit longer than that, when he said, you know what, I don't think we're going to have a spring game. Everybody's looking at everybody's players. There's a lot of tampering going on. I just don't think we're going to have a spring game. So other teams have followed suit, Texas, USC, and now Oklahoma. Here's what Bob Stoops had to say on the T-Row in the Morning show not long ago when he found out about Matt Rule in Nebraska not having a spring game, and Bob reacted this way.
That's sound reasoning by Matt Rule, in my opinion. I get it, but I don't know how much money's truly really made. I guess that would have to be the only reasoning to do it. You'd have to, that'd be a conversation with the president, AD, and head coach. How much money are we really forfeiting, or is it really worth it? Because what Coach Rule said, I mean, if we got a young kid, freshman, has a breakout spring game, all of a sudden, here comes everybody. And now you're changing, you may lose all that money you made in the NIL, having to pay them.
Yeah.
Or someone else is going to pay them. So if I was still the head coach, I think that's sound reasoning. To me, you're always protecting your experienced players anyway, so they don't play very long, if at all. I don't know what else you could do to try and entertain the fans. I get it. You want to please your fan base and let them see young players, but in today's world, it's different. You can't, because here comes everybody. Like he said, their tampering's been going on. They say all they want. That's been going on since this all started.
All right, there you go. And then one more voice. The voice, ladies and gentlemen, of Dabo Swinney, the Clemson head coach. Dabo was asked, what about you guys? Have you thought about canceling or changing up your spring game? And Dabo said this.
We're going to have a spring game, and I hope we can have some type of fan day with it as well. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But, listen, whether you have a spring game or not, it's going to be tampering. Ain't nobody going to go look at the spring game and go, oh, yeah, boy, they got PFF. That's called PFF. They got everything on everybody already. So, there's canceling the spring game ain't going to stop tampering. We're going to need a lot more help than that to stop tampering. And hopefully at some point that'll happen.
There you go. All right, Parker Thune, what do you think about all this? We've got a lot of different takes on it. What is your take on what's going on with this thing?
I get it. I understand why the university felt the need and the athletic department felt the need to move in this direction with the spring game, Steely. But it still sucks. It sucks. And the Crimson Combine is not going to be the same. I know they'll try to build it up with hype and marketing and social media campaigns and all that. It's not going to be the same. And it's not going to drive the same type of engagement. The great thing about going to a spring game, the great thing about being able to show up to Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in April and watch the Sooners play football is that it felt authentic, right? It felt like a preview of the coming fall. Okay, today I get to see the new quarterback, whoever he may be, because, let's face it, Oklahoma's had a new quarterback pretty much every year for a decade now, with very few exceptions. I get to see the new quarterback. I get to see what this new defense looks like. I get to see some of these skill position players that maybe I haven't seen yet that came in via the transfer portal or whatever. And so in so many ways, it was a foretaste of what you were going to experience the coming fall. And I guess in a certain sense, it'll still be that, but it won't feel nearly the same because, okay, let's take the example of the Crimson Combine. It's a bunch of guys in dry fit doing drills. I think if you're going to do away with the spring game, open up a practice or something. Open up a practice for fan viewing. Something that feels more real, more authentic than, we're going to do a bunch of drills. and have some fun and hot dog eating contests, whatever.
They are going to have fan engagement, though. So it's not like it's just going to be a bunch of shuttle runs and 40s and stuff like that, right? I mean, they are going to have fan engagement, and they're pretty creative over there. I'm sure they'll try and make it as fun and as fan-friendly as they can. But what it shows to me, what I feel more than anything else, and remember, I'm the old cranky dude, is going to the varsity alumni games as a kid. Going to the spring game, it was a get-together. It's like what Wallace tweeted out yesterday about, this was a time to reunite with your buddies. You kind of built your weekend around it. It was just a tradition. Now, some spring games, 2022 was unbelievable, packing the Palace like they did. Some spring games are better attended than others, but it became a tradition for Sooner fans. So, I don't know. Is this going to be a permanent deal? We'll see.
I hope not, for everyone's sake. There was a 580 listener that said, are fans even going to show up to this quote-unquote combine? Yeah, I think people will show up. I don't know that they will show up in droves because, for instance, Steely, let's try and put ourselves in the shoes of an Oklahoma alumnus, an Oklahoma graduate who lives in, say, Fort Worth, right? Are you going to make a 5-6 hour round trip to Norman and back for the Crimson Combine? You'd certainly do it for the spring game, but are you going to do it for something called the Crimson Combine?
I would say probably not. Probably not. But look, I bet you that Josie and the marketing team over there, all those smart people who work in the athletic department, who do a really great job. What they do with social media has been really good. The fan experience has been really good. One Oklahoma's done good things as well, no doubt about it. But they know this stinks too. Not the idea, but this is kind of what you have to do. A lot of schools, I'm sure a lot of these college football coaches who have been coaching for a long time do not like the way the game is going right now with all this stuff. But you have to do the things that other people are doing in order to stay up to speed. And it's a dirty game right now in many ways with NIL and, the portal. To me, like if you made a decision to come through the portal, after the football season, you shouldn't be able to leave after spring practice. But I'm sure that wouldn't hold up in the courts, and the NCAA's had their ass kicked again so many times. They're chicken, of going to another court battle. But there are just so many things about college football that are heading in the wrong direction. But the reality of it is, if you're Brent, if you're Joe C., if you're Jim Nagy, you may not like the process either, but you got to play the game, and you've got to try and do it as best you can, and go with this pro model. Because that's where we are right now. Until there's some regulations maybe that come along down the road. We know the $20.5 million is going to be paid out here, down the road too in July, it looks like. But I had a bad feeling about this when this all came down. That people, they look, even when there were rules, people are looking for loopholes in their taxes. They certainly have been doing that for many years in college football. And now, it is truly the Wild Wild West, and there's no sheriff. There's not even a Barney Fife out there anywhere. So, I don't know. I just don't feel good about it at all down the road. We'll see. Hopefully we can get this turned around, though.
A listener in California says, I live in the Bay Area and have for 25 years. I'm from Norman, grew up in Norman, graduated from OU. I've come home every year for the spring game, made it a weekend to visit friends and family. Not this year, not coming home for shuttle run. Sorry, I get it, but national alumni like me, nope, extra weekend at Yosemite instead.
Yeah, and again, the way they build this, it's not just going to be like the Indianapolis, just the combine, and that's it. They're going to do a lot of stuff. There's going to be some fun stuff. You're going to hear from new players. You're going to hear from a lot of people, and there's going to be a fan engagement experience, whether it's autographed pictures, all of that. It's not – just don't think it's Indianapolis and here's, one shuttle run and 140, and it's going to be more than that. But – it's another sign to me that, wow, here we go. another part of college football is going to the graveyard, the spring game. Maybe not permanently. Maybe it can rise from the grave, but we'll have to wait and see.
Some legit doom vibes from this listener in the 918 who says, can we just shoot college football and get it out of its misery?
All right, there you go. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. And again, your choices on the YouTube chat today. What do you think of the Crimson Combine idea? Good call. Keep your players. Don't care. It's not a real game. This stinks. Another lost tradition. You can vote on our YouTube chat. Just search on YouTube KRS Sports. Hey, when we get back, Papa Top, Steve Stutsman.
The Papa Top?
The Papa Top is coming on before his golf round today. Steve Stutsman is right around the corner. We'll talk about Danny's combine experience, which was tremendous, and more. We will do that when we get back right here on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.
Sooner football talk lives here. This is The Ref.
Oklahoma baseball's single game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
Are you in need of purchasing your own health insurance? Are you turning 65 and confused about Medicare? Are you an employer looking at offering benefits to your staff? Call the agents at Allison Insurance. They'll sort through the confusion. They're not captive to just one company, and they'll get the best option for you. Don't get frustrated. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. Allison Insurance. They are the experts.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO5 News weather forecast. Turning very breezy this afternoon. Winds out of the west to the northwest, 30 gusting over 45 miles an hour. That will bring some fire danger. Temperatures this morning starting off with a cloudy sky near 50 degrees, high near 60 before they start to drop as we go into the afternoon. Winds stay up tonight, gusting 45 miles an hour. Clouds will clear after midnight, down to freezing by Wednesday morning.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
Confidence comes from knowing you're getting a great deal. That's why we're offering Confidence Ford employee pricing for everyone. The same exclusive prices our team enjoys, with fantastic savings on new 2023 and 2024 models in stock. Now is the perfect time to drive home in a brand new Ford. Visit us online or come see us in person, conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership, where confidence is Cavender. Are you looking for a luxury apartment for rent in Norman? The Falls at Brookhaven offers stunning 2- and 3-bedroom spacious floor plans with large walk-in closets, washer and dryer hookup, and a fabulous kitchen in a well-maintained, calm environment. From plush carpet to sleek stainless steel appliances to a pool, 24-hour fitness, and 2 dog parks, the Falls at Brookhaven has it all. Call our locally owned and operated community at 405-701-8233 or go online to thefallsatbrookhaven.com for a free tour and see what living in luxury is like.
Hi, this is Lisa Talley, broker and owner of Aria Real Estate Group. Aria Real Estate Group is Norman's premier full-service commercial and residential real estate brokerage and leasing and management firm. With our team of real estate agents, specialized property managers, and in-house maintenance team, Aria is here for you in every capacity. Whether you're a seller, a buyer, an investor, or a renter, we can help. Please explore our website at ariagroupok.com. Aria Real Estate Group, the gold standard of real estate.
Oklahoma DRS helps job seekers with disabilities become taxpayers.
Their whole thing is to help people with disabilities go back to work.
They knew that I would be successful if I did not give up.
They have given me the power and confidence to face any challenge.
I'm just glad that, DRS was there. Empower yourself. Talk to DRS Vocational Rehabilitation.
Or services for the blind today.
OKDRS.gov. 800-487-4042.
We are back. Want to thank our friends at Lasher Home Comfort Systems for sponsoring hour number 1, 405-579-3113. Any heating and air need that you need addressed, if you have a problem, they can resolve it for you at Lasher Home Comfort Systems, 405-579-3113. Lasher Home Comfort Systems, home comfort you can trust. Mike Steely, Parker Thune with you. Let's head to the Riverwind Casino Hotline, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. We're talking about Mr. Steve Stutsman. Steve, how are you?
Hey, how y'all doing, Steely? How you doing, Parker?
We're doing great. We're fired up about the Crimson Combine coming up April 12th. It's going to be awesome. Let's talk. Speaking of a combine, though, you just experienced and got to see Danny have an unbelievable combine in Indy. Tell us about the experience. And I know you guys, Danny had to be thrilled, obviously, and I'm sure you were as well. Just talk about that experience that you went through in Indy.
Well, leading up to Indy, Danny put a lot of work, man. He's been over in Tampa, just working out twice a day, 6 days a week, trying to do all the technical things that come with testing, the drills and the obviously the start in the 40 is the most crucial. So, he had some frustrating days, and then he had some there at the end. He's like it clicked, and I thought he was going to run a 4.48 because that's what he'd been tracking. So I knew a 4.5 was going to be there, and I don't think anybody else but me and him knew what he was capable of. But it was a good feeling to get that off. He'll never have to run a 40 ever again in his life. Unless he wants to, race me sometimes.
Yeah, I was about to say, prime Papa Top, can he go sub 4.5? Could he go sub 4.5?
I had to relent. I was a 4.55. He's got it. He wins it. I'm going to give it to him.
By the skin of his teeth. Now, obviously, as we sit here, just less than 2 months away now from the NFL draft. There's going to be a lot of mocks. There's going to be a lot of analysis. There's going to be so much that gets thrown around over the next few weeks leading up to the actual draft itself. From where you stand, I mean, you're a dad who lives in Florida. You've made it a very regular occurrence to travel to Oklahoma to watch Danny at the collegiate level. Do you have much of a preference as to where he plays professional football, or are you just down for whatever the next step of the journey takes him?
No, Parker, it's wherever he winds up. We'll support him. Now, I will say it'll be a lot more difficult to, fly to somewhere like Seattle as often as we did to Norman. But, it is what it is, and we'll support him. I just hope, he just goes somewhere that's a really good fit, because I know it's not going to be because they're going to know what they get from him for sure.
Steve Stutsman is with us and getting ready to go out and play a round of golf, so we've got like 5 more minutes with him. But has there been anything, Steve, that has surprised you, maybe that you didn't expect through this process, either good or bad, going through it with Danny?
Well, you know what? It's just, and you guys will look at it, it's just how fickle the fans are and the media are. If you're not constantly in the talk of, if you look at probably 4 months ago, Dan was probably one of the top 2 linebackers coming out, and because he didn't participate in the bowl game or the Senior Bowl, it's like he's almost fell off the earth. Now, this guy's he's played, probably the most productive of all linebackers as far as, what he's done, staying healthy and playing the conference and conferences he's played in. It's kind of funny just to kind of watch it. You're only as good as your last dance, and that's really true. It's kind of been amazing to go, man, are you kidding me? I mean, he went from one of the top linebackers. He was like All-American. Now he's not even in the conversations anymore. It's kind of funny.
Now, obviously, during his 4 years as a Sooner, Steve, your son became a fan favorite, encountered a ton of press, ton of love. from the fan base. That was due in large part to his play on the field, but also his personality. I mean, we all know Danny for who he is off the field nearly as much as we know him for who he is on the field. Just a colorful guy, great sense of humor. One guy that didn't get as much buzz, as much press during his 4 years at OU, but also got the opportunity to participate at the Combine was Danny's old bunkmate, Ethan Downs. So for you guys, how cool was it to see Ethan get the chance to show what he can do in a setting like that, and also to go out there, test really well, best in the Combine among defensive linemen with 32 bench press reps, for instance?
You know what, Parker? Our families are really close with the Downs and also with the Bowmans. Those three came in together. They've gone through a lot together. They stuck together. It's all been in Oklahoma. And I got to see Ethan in the lobby the day right before he went, and it was just so awesome to see him show out and do everything possibly that he has to do to put himself in a good position on the draft week, the draft weekend. So very proud of him, and also what Billy did. Billy has his doubters, or let's put it this way, not doubters, but maybe more questions, and he silenced all those. And Oklahoma always wants to send a strong showing, but certainly the three guys they sent up there, man, that nothing but represented the university very well.
Steve Stutsman with us, and what would you say, as Parker mentioned, Danny's been a fan favorite, been a tremendous player at OU, and unfortunately, the wins, I'm sure, weren't what you guys expected. The 10-3 season was fantastic, but going through Brent's system, his culture, and the whole OU experience, how would you explain that from your perspective? The kind of the transition that Danny's had to go through from coaching staff to another coaching staff and growing up and becoming a young man in that culture. What's it been like?
Well, Steely, it just makes you just kind of grow as a man and a human being, that everything's not going to go your way, and certainly the culture that Brent has brought to that locker room and to the university is going a long way. And things don't always go your way, but that doesn't mean that you don't stay the course and believe in what everybody's doing is the right way. And with that's why you saw those guys stick around and play through that, because they believed in what Brent was building and the coaches and the types of guys that he's bringing in. That's all you can ask for. And then he's got those guys will go out and be productive in society and be a good family man and come back and just be real supportive to the university and just a pillar in the communities wherever they wind up.
Now, Papa Top, we're still going to see you around Norman from time to time, right?
You'll see me next Tuesday.
Look at that.
There you go. You need to come back. You need to come back. We want to see you participate in the Crimson Combine. Cone drill, something, Papa Top.
Well,
the hot dog eating contest.
No, I was proposing scone drills, where I have a
scone drills.
I can throw down some scones now. We can do that.
Oh man, I love it on the YouTube chat. Papa Top is the freaking man. Met him at a tailgate for Bama from Tommy. Les says Steve is a hell of a guy. The Stutsman family will always be royalty at the University of Oklahoma. So, what are we looking? Where are you playing today?
I'm at my local club here. I just pulled in the parking lot. It's 81 degrees.
Really?
Yeah, nice, little cloudy, a little breezy, but very nice to get out and stretch the legs and hit a few, lose a few, hit a few.
What's the over and under, like 83? What's Vegas setting the line
You
at?
know what? I'm gonna 83 is a very good hard line number. I'm gonna go in probably 84.
There you
84
go.
today.
There you go.
Hey, no 3 putts today, Papa Top. No 3 putts.
No, they call me. Hey, I just won the member 2 weeks ago, and they call me One Putt Stud.
How about that? Did you get
the win? Yeah.
any kind of special jacket for your member club championship?
No, but I did get a nice little plastic trophy. It was awesome. I think I dropped it and it shattered. But anyway, it was nice. It was very nice.
Classic. Steve, enjoy your round of golf. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great show, and we'll be there next week at Pro Day.
Awesome. All right, come see us. Steve Stutsman,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He's going to go out and shoot below 84. I can feel it. You can hear the confidence in his voice right there. What a great dude, man. I hope the Stutsmans now. Danny obviously won't be around as much as because he's going to be playing in the National Football League, and I'm sure Steve will be heading to some NFL stadiums, obviously. But we need Steve Stutsman to hang around. He became a fixture, and just a great dude, great guy. All right, you want to hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line? Get some in.
Gunny of Stutsman Army says, I can get down with some scones. Nothing but love for Scuba Steve.
Oh, man. He was very popular at many tailgates
214
around campus.
A 214 listener simply says, very good questions. Enjoying the interview with Mr. Stutsman. Thanks a lot.
Steve's a great dude, isn't he? That whole family. It's, man. I hope that Danny goes, to a great organization. We don't need him.
Not Cleveland.
Not Cleveland or, somewhere like that. Not Cleveland. Where would we like to see Danny go? Philly, Kansas City, Detroit. Yeah, Danny in Detroit with Dan Campbell would be a pretty good match.
He'd put Malcolm Rodriguez on the bench.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't tell Grayson I said that.
So, yeah, we don't need him in Cleveland, though. There's no doubt about that. All right, on the YouTube chat, Les Wilson asked, will recruits attend and like this combine idea? Parker, what do you think? You're the you know them better than I do.
Will recruits attend? I mean, sure, yeah. There will be recruits in town that weekend. There are guys that have already laid plans to be there that weekend, but are they going to like it? I mean, I don't know that any recruit is going to show up to the Crimson Combine and think, wow, this is awesome, right? But then again, you can make the argument, did they really think that about a spring game? Maybe the 2022 spring game. That was a terrific spring game.
That was awesome,
fans packed the house.
Sooner fans were fired up.
There was some juice in that building, obviously, because it was a new era, right? Very first game for Brent Venables as Oklahoma's head football coach, exhibition or otherwise. And so there was a lot of energy in the building that day. And you saw the shockwaves, the ripples, the reverberations on the recruiting trail. But outside of that, Steely, I don't know that there's been a spring game that I can recall where Oklahoma has just been able to really capitalize from a recruiting standpoint on the weekend of festivities and make it a memorable one in that sense. So recruiting-wise, I don't think it affects much of anything. But no doubt, I think this is part of the reason that I was in favor of holding on to the spring game, is if you're a recruit, you'd probably rather show up and watch a spring game than watch the Crimson Combine, right? Like if you had your choice, you'd probably choose to watch the spring game.
Well, and do you think OU is because what Matt Rule was talking about, that, well, they can come get our players because they didn't lose anybody last year, right? Did they?
No.
So is that paranoia or injuries, or is that maybe they're concerned because of the rash of injuries they had a year ago? Maybe they're a little gun-shy about that. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. From Sooner Fan, the Sooner Fan on the YouTube chat, NIL is destroying college football little by little. Fans will sooner or later get fed up and go elsewhere. That was an all-caps message, by the way, too.
You should have yelled it in that case.
You want me to yell it?
No, you don't have to.
Better not.
Miss the window.
So anyway. All right, so the Crimson Combine is coming April 12th with many fan activities.
Two-Star Shark says, what about the 1971 varsity alumni game that landed the Selman brothers?
The 71 varsity alumni game. I was probably there. I don't think I missed many. But, yes, old Sooners, pro players, would come back. Many of them would play in the game, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. I can remember Ronnie Fletcher played quarterback a lot. One of my best friends in high school and college, Sean Baker, his dad played. David Baker, who played for Bud and was an all-pro safety for the San Francisco 49ers. You can go ahead and Google him up, David Baker, 49ers. Probably find a card or something out there. But a lot of those guys came back. We've got a picture in the hallway here at the Ref of Billy Sims and Steve Owens wearing Sooner gear, right? So, and it used to be more of a serious game, but, it's just modern college football. That this stuff is all about the money. Money, 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 money. Money, money, money.
Trey on the text line with a very Trey text. I'm for anything that makes traditionalists and olds angry, so I love this new change.
Thanks, Trey. You want me to have a heart attack? I get it. Thank you.
See, this is one of the problems with society, Steely.
There
are way too many people, well, not necessarily picking on seniors, but way too many people that will take one side simply because, well, not for the sake of choosing that side, but for the sake of opposing the people on the other side.
Well, my deal when I first heard this, I thought, okay, but I didn't get really worked up about it. I just thought, it's just sad that college football has become so much like the professionals, and I'm mad that the NCAA ever let it get to this point, where it literally is, we always use this analogy, the Wild West, but it still is in many ways. Many ways. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, but I didn't lose any sleep over it last night. Like, oh, my gosh, they're doing it crazy.
Let's be honest, Steely, you don't lose any sleep any night.
Well, here's the deal. Last night, halftime of the Thunder game, I'm there, Shay's there, dogs are on the couch, we're having our snacks, enjoying the game. Third quarter gets underway. Next thing I can remember, waking up on the couch, the FanDuel logo's up there, that music's playing. Game over, man. Game over. So I missed the entire second half. That's how I roll these days, ladies and gentlemen. The old man nap can happen just like that. All right, let's talk about Sooner basketball. Will Jalen Moore play tomorrow night against Missouri? We'll hear what Porter said from Rudy's last night and hit that text line and the YouTube chat as well. Keep it here on the home of Sooner fans.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is the Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
It's your lucky day every day here at Riverwind Casino.
With nearly 3,000 of your favorite games. Plus the best rewards program in the Metro. Use your wild card to win big in our $80,000 Golden Clovers giveaway.
Party like a VIP in a private lounge at the Showplace Theater.
We've got the best of the best. And we'll see you at Riverwind.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Locally owned for more than 45 years, Balfour continues to be Sooner fans' favorite OU store and has everything you need. Balfour has the latest styles and fashion trends for men, women, and children. You can find something for every Sooner fan. When it comes to hats, they have you covered with more than 100 styles to choose from. Even OU socks, so you're literally covered from head to toe. Graduation is right around the corner. They have OU diploma frames in stock. Or you can always get a gift card so they can choose the perfect gift for themselves. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
For 50 years, Moore Norman Technology Center has been our community's trusted source for technical career training in high-demand fields like healthcare and construction trades. On March 4th, voters have an opportunity to decide on a student investment plan aimed at increasing capacity at Moore Norman so all qualified students can train for a life-changing career. Moore Norman Technology Center, preparing students for a future that works. Visit mntc.edu/student investment for details and make plans to vote on March 4th.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler Standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
The big dance is almost here, and you know what that means. The home of Sooner fans is ready to make our March giveaways better than ever this year, including the best 68-team giveaway in the state. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Refs' 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street in Moore from noon to 7, with more ways to win at the event than ever before. The Refs' 2025 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino's newly remodeled gaming floor has almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind is always a good time. Want more ways to win this March? Then put your bracket to the test against the rest of the Ref Army in the Ref Bracket Challenge. Brought to you by Louie's Grill and Bar. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different. And not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, we are back. Our friends at Riverwind Casino, they are awesome. Nearly 3,000 electronic games, the best selection of electronic games on a world-class gaming floor. All your favorite table games as well. 2 table game pits, 2 high-stakes areas. Poker room is major league. It is all, man. If you haven't been inside, just take a look inside. Even if you're not going to play, you'll like it. It's unbelievable. They have off-track betting, great promotions, great bars and dining, River Buffet, Chips and Ale pub restaurant where we camp out on Fridays doing the show, a world-class food court as well, the Coop Ale House Bar. Great promotion happening in March. Get out and play with your wild card today and win a share of $80K in cash and bonus play and get 5 times the entries by playing with your wild card and getting some points on that wild card today in the $80K Golden Clovers giveaway. And they did announce the lineup for the Beats and Bites concert series happening in June. So it'll be this summer. Beats and Bites Outdoor Food and Music Festival at Riverwind, entering its 9th year. Food trucks everywhere, great music, retail vendors, activities for the kids. The first show will be Josh Turner and Edwin McCain, June 14th on a Saturday night. Rick Springfield with I Want My 80s Tour, July 19th on a Saturday night. That will also be the night they have a fireworks show as well after the show. August 9th on a Saturday, Kansas and Starship. I love that one right there on August 9th. And September 5th, you'll have Gary Allen with Drive on a Friday night, September 5th. Tickets will go on sale for Beats and Bites 2025 on Friday, April 4th. But always appreciate our friends at Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards, always at Riverwind. Okay, here's what Porter Moser said about the availability of Jalen Moore tomorrow night. The Sooners take on Missouri in a must-win situation at the Lloyd Noble Center. Porter from Rudy's last night again said this about Jalen's situation.
We're getting treatment. He didn't go live today. Spirits are great. He walked through some things, got a lot of treatment, got some shots up, but he didn't go live contact, so we just got to wait and see.
There you go. Oklahoma and Missouri, the Sooners lost 82-58 in Columbia February 12th in a game that was not close, obviously. Missouri ranked 15th in the country, coming off a loss to Vandy. The Sooners are now in the first 4 outs category with Joe Lunardi. So, Parker, uphill battle. And if you play without Jalen Moore, it's going to be more difficult.
Yeah, without Jalen Moore against a team that already beat you by, 25 earlier in the season?
82-58, yep.
Ugh. Don't love that.
Nope, absolutely not. All right, 405-651-3439. And we appreciate Steve Stutsman coming on with us in the previous segment. We'll have him on some more down the road.
No doubt.
Okay, what do we have, Parker?
Jonathan from the 405 says, look, I know it's just a spring game, but it's yet another crap sandwich served up for the fan base. The fan base that cares about the faux football of a scrimmage rather than hot dog eating contests anyway. It's been a continual buffet lately. If they keep it up without actual results soon, fan apathy can't be that far away.
Well, I've seen a few people, I'm not going to give anymore. That's the worst thing that you can do. And I understand, look, if you're a middle-class family out there, you know, it's tougher these days, especially with what's going on now. But, you know, and you may give to other causes and you may see, you know, that it's going to be more difficult. But to do that in protest, if you can give, I think is kind of dangerous right now.
Yeah.
Because you've got to play the game. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of the administrators, coaches, they don't like playing this game. But you don't play it, and that doesn't mean you have to cheat or anything. But if you don't play the game the way people are playing it around the country, they're not going to feel sorry for you. You can't afford to get – I don't think OU's a lap down, maybe a half lap down from some of these big-time programs, but it's the University of Oklahoma. Until they can get something that makes more sense and makes it more equitable, where it's not just the money period – then you've got to play it this way. And it sucks, totally. But that's just the way it is, Bruce Hornsby, all right? That's it, for now anyway. Okay, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Jim asks, are football coaches paranoid? Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep, start when you're always afraid, step out of line, the man come and take you away.
Maybe.
That was vaguely poetic.
It was.
But yes, football coaches in general are paranoid. None more so than Muleshoe, obviously.
No, yeah. Well, the late, great Abe Lemons always told me that football coaches were easily the most paranoid. No doubt about it.
Krabby Sooner says, love Jalen Moore, but what a time to disappear this past Saturday.
Well, he got hurt. He did play 26 minutes, I believe. So he wasn't a huge factor at that time, but he did tweak his knee, so we'll see.
Sooner Soldier, and I can certainly sympathize with this take from Sooner Soldier, who says, how can they expect fans to keep giving when the fans keep getting things taken from them? That's not how business works.
I did hear that sentiment a few times yesterday. So, yeah, it's I understand, man. I understand. It's not the pure well, college football was never totally pure. But right now it is these are like cartels out there.
Well, and there is
Ohio State spent the most money. Their cartel won last year.
There is more being asked of the fan
than
ever before in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
I don't blame people who are burned out or tapped out or apathetic. Like, I genuinely don't. There's more being asked of you as a fan than there ever has been in the history of the sport till now.
Yeah. And you may donate to certain charities, like I said, every year. And there may be a time where you don't have as much income coming in, or you got a sick family member or whatever, and your income changes, and you may have to make a choice. And sometimes it might be a moral choice. Like I said, you were giving to cancer research, although I think we've cut that, right? We don't need to worry about that. But I'm kidding. But, where all of a sudden, do you do that or do you want to help, a school pay for a wide receiver? It's weird. I just don't like this new college football world, but I don't see it changing, at least in the near future.
Jake from Wisconsin, on a completely different note, says, pray for me, guys. I'm fine. It's just northern Wisconsin is getting 10 inches of snow tonight going into tomorrow, and I'm tired of snow. Could be worse. You could be buried in snow.
That's true. That's true. Jake, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you there in Wisconsin.
Greg in Muskogee says, I'm going to need more than 40-yard dashes being run to convince my wife that I do not need to be home the weekend when my mother-in-law is visiting.
Well, look, they're creative over there. It's not going to be, like I said, don't picture, Indianapolis. It's going to be some of that. These are going to be fun deals, too, where I'm sure maybe there'll be some fan involvement. Well, there's going to be clearly fan involvement, but with the combine stuff. But it's going to be a fan experience.
Yes.
There's going to be pictures taken, autograph. It's going to be a fun deal. Maybe the word combine is what people are hung up on, right? To a certain extent. I ain't going out there and watch a bunch of OU players running around in their shorts doing cone drills all day. There's going to be more than that. Okay?
A listener in Tennessee says, hey, Parker, see if your uncle can talk Trump into tariffing Canada to cover our NIL needs. I just need to mute the word tariff on my Twitter feed. I've seen it far too much in the last 72 hours.
Stock market looks great. No worries whatsoever. I told you that John Thune, ladies and gentlemen, would be the last man to cast the votes to end American democracy, and that's when we riot. And Parker will have to run and jump in the white buffalo and peel out of here.
Kyle from Salisaw says, as a father of 2 children under 5, this spring game was the first time I would have been able to afford to go. My son was excited, and now they're not doing it. My son now doesn't like Oklahoma football, and my Sooner heart hurts.
Wait a minute. So his son is now upset by the combine and doesn't like OU football anymore.
We were all like that when we were 5.
Oh, yeah, when you were kids, believe me, I would cry all the time. Ooh, you lose a game, you couldn't even handle it. It's like, oh, you lost? What? It'll be okay, Mike. They're going to play again next week. Ooh, I think I told you the story when I didn't understand how college football worked and what graduation was. My dad, I remember I was going to bed up in the top bunk. My dad comes in, tucked me in and everything. And I asked him, it's going to be great to have, all these guys coming back next year, right, Dad? Well, Jack Mildren will be graduating. I'm like, what? I don't know. I was probably, 6 or 7 years old. And it was a cry fest. What do you mean? Graduated? What? So I get it. Kyle, just be a good dad. I know you will.
KW918 says, OU is just a corporate entity now, and what fans may or may not want plays no role. They prove it over and over. Great fan engagement and optics opportunity to set yourself apart by asking fans if they wanted a spring game this year. They did not because they do not care.
I wouldn't go that far. I think they care. But it's a tough spot because, again, you have to play the game. You have to play the game. Not the game that you play to win the game, Herm Edwards, right? But this game that they're playing with the NIL, which isn't going to change anytime soon, it's just about the money. You've got to be raking in more and more money all the time. So, anyway. Okay. Can you scoot just a little bit? Maybe just a little bit more. Thank you very much. All right, just want to make sure. See, they put an old man in here, and they make me read. Can we change the font, like the size of the font on the YouTube chat? Because I'm looking at somebody who's like,
Old man needs large text.
I mean, I do. Because they make this dungeon that I'm broadcasting from, I still think they're trying to run me out of here. They're doing everything they can. They being, well, I don't know who they are, but there's a conspiracy here. Let's make it as difficult for Steely to read text and chat. And then we'll just say that, he just couldn't do it anymore. So they put me in this dark, dingy dungeon studio now because we sold our souls to YouTube. I think that's what's happening. I, again, am placing a call right now to the AARP in their legal department. All right, thank you, Lasher Home Comfort Systems, AARP. Can you hold, please? Okay, I can. We'll be right back. Keep it here on the Ref.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Sports Radio Network.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, desire a great postgame, or after-work dining experience, the Ranch Steakhouse is the winning choice. At Ranch Steakhouse, we're grilling up the best USDA prime steaks in Oklahoma. Juicy, flavorful, and cooked to perfection. Pair that with an unbeatable atmosphere, a killer drink selection, and a wine list of over 400 personally curated bottles. Whether you're toasting the game or winding down after a big day, Ranch Steakhouse is where champions eat.
Children who've experienced abuse or neglect face a frightening, profound unknown. Courtrooms, foster care, new schools. No child should face these alone. Trained and supported court-appointed special advocates or CASA volunteers advocate in court on behalf of these children. They stay with each child until the case is closed and the child is in a safe, permanent home. Volunteers make a life-changing difference, but more children need our help. Lend your voice and change a child's story today. Learn how you can help right here in your community. Visit southcentralcasa.org.
At Confidence Ford of Norman, we believe in living up to our name. Our commitment to confidence is in everything we do. Whether you're searching for the perfect vehicle from our extensive selection of new Ford models or pre-owned cars, our dedicated team will help you every step of the way. Because with us, you're family. We're conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership, where confidence is Cavender.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Are you in need of purchasing your own health insurance? Are you turning 65 and confused about Medicare? Are you an employer looking at offering benefits to your staff? Call the agents at Allison Insurance. They'll sort through the confusion. They're not captive to just one company, and they'll get the best option for you. Don't get frustrated. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. Allison Insurance. They are the experts.
Hey, all you electricians out there, are you unhappy with your job? Ever feel like some employers see you as just a name on a time card instead of a human being? Well, at Wade Electric, they're a third-generation family-owned company serving the Norman and Oklahoma City area for over 50 years. They value their employees and want to help them succeed and enjoy their career in the electrical field. If you are unsatisfied with your current situation and are ready to make a change, call Wade Electric at 405-329-1940 to hear about their benefits and learn how to join the team.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app. The Ref Sports Radio Network.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to hour number 2, presented by Hightower Clinical here on Steelman and Thune. They bring great clinical opportunities to the state of Oklahoma and the Oklahoma City area, many locations. No cost or insurance needed to take part in these trials. Your meds provided for free. Patients also can be compensated for their time. It's a heck of a deal. Hightower Clinical again. If you need more information on how to get involved in these trials, or you just need, again, a little more detail on what the trials entail, you can find them online at hightowerclinical.com, or you can call or text them and get more information at 405-831-5905. Sooner baseball tonight, pregame 5:30. First pitch 6 p.m., 11-0 Oklahoma, number 10 in Baseball America, against number 21 Dallas Baptist University at 8-3. Sooners are 1-7 against DBU in Dallas, so they can get this one. That'll be nice tonight. We'll find out. 6 o'clock first pitch, 5:30 pregame for Skip and company, who've been playing some great baseball. Missouri and the Sooner men tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Missouri 15th ranked in the country. The OU men, again, need a couple more wins. We'll see if Jalen Moore is going to play. I think they'll have the availability report out tonight, so we may find out more about Jalen Moore as to whether or not he's going to play after he tweaked his knee the other day. Sooners lost by 24 in Columbia back in mid-February, but they need victories. Sooner women will play either Arkansas or Georgia Thursday, 12:30 in Greenville, South Carolina in the SEC Women's Tournament. Congrats to Reagan Beers, first team All-SEC. Congrats to Peyton Verhulst, second team All-SEC. By the way, Houston, did you see Kelvin and company? They win the Big 12 championship, and they have one game left. I think they play Baylor. They had their senior night last night, but Houston winning the Big 12 by 4.5 games. 18-1. Unbelievable job by Kelvin and company. I think it's Arizona and Texas Tech were in second. They do have one game left, but they beat Kansas last night, and they have completely dominated the conference this year. So Kelvin, what a great job he's done at Houston. And the Thunder last night win 137-128 behind SGA's 51. J-Dub had 24. Chad had 11 points, 11 boards, and 3 blocks, 14 for Cason Wallace. They beat the Rockets 137-128 to win their 50th game of the year. They will play at Memphis tomorrow night, 8:30 on ESPN. So another game back against the T-Wolves. Okay. We played the Charlton Heston version. We'll play the Homer Simpson version this time. This is how maybe some Sooner fans felt when they learned the spring game was going away yesterday.
You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
Well, let's not go that far, but there were some upset Sooner fans for sure. And Dusty on This Morning in the Plank Show, as he is every Tuesday and Wednesday with Plank and Josh, said that he understands why Oklahoma's doing it. He completely understands the reasoning behind it. But Dusty also said this.
I'm going to miss the spring game, man. I'm going to miss just that chance when we haven't had football in like 3.5 months. We're all jonesing, frothing at the mouth. And I know it's not a real game, but to get 40, 50, more than that 1,000 Sooner fans or wherever it is, fans of a team in the stadium, to get fired up and excited to watch a little football, see some pads popping. It is different for those players too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just another practice. When you get 40,000 people in a stadium, it's different. Okay? Like, I mean, it is. I get that it doesn't really count, but I think it's also important for young players who haven't been on a big stage, playing in that environment, playing in a venue like that. I think that there's some value to that. I don't think veteran players that have played a lot of football, it necessarily matters. But, I'm going to miss that. I hate it for the fans that it's expensive to go to a college football game. And there's a lot of fans that can't afford it during the season. And this is an opportunity that a cheaper way to go experience a game day-like atmosphere in Norman, Oklahoma.
There you go, Dusty on the Plank Show this morning. And this is a tradition for a lot of Sooner fans out there. They meet up with their buddies or their tailgate crew or their fraternity brothers or whatever. It's a tradition to come back for the spring game for a lot of people. Will as many come back for the Crimson Combine? We'll find out. So it's just a different world out there, Parker Thune. And old people, we don't like change. We don't like it. But they're going to try and make it as much fun and fan-friendly as they can. Believe me, they'll do their best. They got some good people over there.
On the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, Panhandle Sooner with a very candid observation. College football is a hoe.
Well, I can't disagree with that. Cannot disagree with that.
This is going to become the text line meme of 2025, isn't it?
Probably.
Boomer Gooner says, Steely, to your point, the decision to axe the spring game is a horrible assessment of, quote-unquote, how the game is being played.
Yeah, it's depressing. It is very depressing. I bet if you talk to, again, the coaches and the administrators, everybody involved with this, even though they're for players being compensated, that they are not a fan of this. Wouldn't you think, Parker? You think Joe C's loving this? I'm sure he's working his butt off, doing the best they can. You think these coaches, again, are loving this? Where it's more difficult to build a relationship with a kid because that kid or his family, a lot of times it's the family, they're more interested in building a relationship with the Benjamins. First reality slap in the face. Caden Green?
Yeah, probably Caden Green.
When Caden Green was asked when he was walking away and somebody asked him, why are you leaving? And he said,
Go talk to my dad.
Go ask my dad. And you've got important people who give money to the university saying one of the issues is that parents and family members want money just wired to them, right?
It's a real thing. It's a real phenomenon. Reformed Homer on the text line says, I will be 61 on March 17th, the day of the KREF 68 team giveaway, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And every sport has pissed me off except college football. Please don't let them force me to watch only pro wrestling.
Well, we talked about this the other day. Modern sports, which ones are you not angry with? Look, the NFL does great numbers, right? But we've sissified the kickoffs. And
we have sissified the kickoffs.
We're allowing
Thank
the
you
tush push.
for bringing that up.
Which, again, to me, doesn't seem quite right. But college basketball, do I still watch it? Yes. But as I've said many times, like the MJ North Carolina team, and he left a year early, or the 76 Indiana team, or the 90 Vegas team, or a lot of those teams, Michigan State 79, even Indiana State 79, the runner-up, would wipe the floor with a lot of these teams. And yes, I'm talking about the champions. Now, I'm not saying there haven't been a few, but because college basketball, the one and done and all of that, changed everything. The first real, it seemed like, wasn't necessarily the transfer portal guy. It was Calipari at Kentucky, right? When you'd have 4 guys go to the NBA, and then you'd have 5 McDonald's All-Americans coming in for 1 year, the next year, and then they'd be gone. Who is it that sang the song "Money Changes Everything"? I think that was Cyndi Lauper. Unfortunately,
I don't know, but Tom Petty. There's a Tom Petty song for everything. He had one called "Money Becomes King."
There you go. We ought to make the greatest hits of the NIL era, like
Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, we start out with Pink Floyd.
Start out with the cash register and the bass thumping.
Yeah. What a great album that was. Dark Side of the Moon. Top 10 of all time.
Austin Dave with a bit of a different take on the text line. I understand disappointment about the spring game, but really, how many of us watched every play anyway? They always cooked up some crazy scoring scheme to give defense points, and we never understood it at all. It was mostly an excuse to tailgate, drink, and talk football while it was months away. And everybody is tied for first place. We can still do all of that. Stow it and just come party.
Yeah, I think you should still get down to Norman and come have a good time. Absolutely. To me, the only thing is it kind of feels like the death of an era. And I don't know, maybe they'll decide things will change and people will start playing spring football games again. But it feels, it felt a little bit like, yeah, this is probably the end of the spring game, Unless things get changed, which, again, in July, you're going to have the $20.5 million you're going to have to pay out. I do like that these NIL deals will have to be made, looked at through a clearinghouse, and there's not going to be any bogus BS with that. That will help. But like I said, the genie's way out of the bottle and is never going back in. Remember Jeannie, Barbara Eden? When she went down in her bottle, she would pop in and out of the bottle. She had a little nice pit group area down there. She also had more than a nice pit group, if you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying? This genie is out of the bottle. It's not going back. So it's very frustrating. You find yourself frustrated these days by just the world. It's a very depressing place right now.
I do, and that's why I recommend that everyone get out of the social media bubble.
Yes.
Spend some time outdoors. Learn a new skill. Do something worthwhile with your time. Don't just trawl social media endlessly, because if you do that, you will find yourself mired in a cesspool of negativity. Because that's what social media is these days.
It is. And the bots are everywhere. Who's controlling X?
Elon?
Oh, yeah. It's controlling the information, right? The algorithm. So just keep that in mind. That's all I got to say about that. It's very depressing. It's very depressing.
Big Rich in OKC for the spring game has suggested midgets versus cheerleaders. Or two-star Shark versus Andy Bass. I don't know why he singled out Shark.
You cannot say midgets anymore. Vertically challenged, right?
Vertically challenged. Oh, Sooner Bump says, I don't know how this clearinghouse thing works. There's no way they can assess every player they need to in a timely fashion and get it all done. Yeah, that, Sooner Bump, and it probably won't hold up in court for very long.
Yeah, that's true.
A 214 listener says, not sure if you guys have already mentioned it, but April 11th through the 13th is Moms/Parents Weekend. So Norman will be hopping whether there's a flippin' spring game or not.
All right. I like that. I didn't know it was Mom's Parents Weekend, so that's good timing. We need our merchants in Norman to do well. No doubt about that. Hopefully see a campus corner hopping. That'll be cool. By the way, if you haven't heard, the Enos Seymour Tribute is happening Saturday, 10 a.m., McCaslin Field House. All right? Coach Seymour, what a great, great man. And the winningest coach in Sooner history. But the Enos Seymour Tribute, again, will be at the Field House, McCaslin Field House, on the OU campus this coming Saturday at 10 a.m. So be a heck of a crowd there for that, for sure. Okay.
Puerto Rican Sooner says, remember, ladies and gentlemen, bass spawn season is almost here. Go rip some lips and catch some fatties. The hell with social media.
What do you recommend, Puerto Rican Sooners? Should I go plastic worm, top water, like a jig? What is your rig? I like fishing top water when I can because it's fun to see them strike on the surface of the water. So maybe I break out the hula popper or the jitterbug when I get out there. Maybe. But I need to get out in nature because the world is a horrible place right now. It really is. That's why I've said we've probably got, I'd say 25 years, maybe 50. Better get right with the man upstairs because it's happening.
The Waffler says, if they really want people to come to the Crimson Combine, they need to have the cheerleaders versus the Palm Squad mud wrestling. Really?
Yeah, I'm sure Joe C. will give the thumbs up to that. And Joe Harris, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do some bikini mud wrestling.
Oh, Waffler, you are tawdry.
You, sir, are tawdry.
A listener in the 918 says, I'm an old, even older than Steely, if you can believe that. And the end of the varsity alumni game was the end of the good old days. Men were men. Players weren't scared of injury. A little cash changed hands, but chump change compared to NIL, it's been downhill since. Sorry you missed out, Parker.
There you go. Long distance fist bump to you, 918. Long distance fist bump to you right there. Okay, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Bobby says on the YouTube chat, we are implementing a pro system. Are contracts ever going to be a part of it, or does that violate some kind of NIL rule? That's funny just saying it. Well, if you're going to have contracts and you're going to have, a salary cap or whatever, that stuff is collectively bargained, right? It's how the NFL, the NBA do it, Major League Baseball. So, and the NCAA is so wimpy. They've had their butts kicked so many times in court. They're afraid. So let's hope something like that can happen. And okay. Robert says that CeeDee Lamb's contract just got restructured in Dallas, by the way. Hey, by the way, speaking of Dallas, season-ending injury for Kyrie Irving, torn ACL. The Mavericks organization has imploded in the last month with the trade of Luka and now Kyrie going down. That sucks for Mavericks fans.
Setting the stage for the Mavericks to move to Vegas and the Thunder to move to Dallas.
Don't you do it. Don't you even speak that into existence, Thune, all right? Don't you do it. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, and we've got more text on the way. We're going to hear from Kobe McKenzie, who was great on with Toby and TJ this morning in the T-Row in the Morning Show. Thanks to our friends at oneoklahoma.com. We'll see what he has to say about this upcoming season for the Sooners and more when we get back right here on The Ref.
Join the movement. The Ref Army is growing. Don't miss a second of the Sooner coverage you want with the KREF app, the #1 source for Sooner fans.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
What's up, Ref Army? It's Dusty Dvorak, and I'm back. I'm excited to be back with the Ref and cannot wait to help bring the home of Sooner fans the best Sooner coverage. Catch me every Tuesday and Wednesday during the 10 a.m. hour of The Plank Show as I cut it up with Plank and Josh about everything in the world of Sooner and college football. That's every Tuesday and Wednesday on The Plank Show, and there's only one place to hear it. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Download the KREF app today to listen from anywhere.
Looking for a trusted, locally owned and operated roofing company in Oklahoma? Black Thunder Roofing is a top-rated Home Advisor Elite Service Award winner and recipients of multiple Angie Superior Service Awards. They can do it all. Black Thunder also does free inspections and estimates. Locally operated in Norman and Edmond, Black Thunder Roofing serves OKC's metro area south to Purcell, Noble, Blanchard, as well as Yukon, Mustang, Bethany, and Piedmont. Visit blackthunderroofing.com or call 405-473-8028 for your free estimate today.
Life is yours to spend.
Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher is your go-to agent in Norman for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher has you covered. Call 405-307-0500 for surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements. Are you, your family, or company looking for a locally owned and trusted management group? Carlsbad Management Group is an owner, developer, and manager of high-quality apartment communities in Oklahoma. They are a locally owned and operated management company for apartments and self-storage units. They are committed to providing exceptional apartment homes, customer service, and increasing the value of multi-family communities under our management. If you would like a free management quote today, call Carlsbad Management at 405-701-1411 and be part of the Carlsbad family.
Dorsey Jones Buick GMC in El Reno is family-owned and operated, and they take pride in providing a no-pressure, friendly sales process with excellent service. Now you can't beat that. Be sure to check out the lineups for Buick and GMC and get top dollar for your trade. So take a little drive to big savings. Dorsey Jones Buick GMC, I-40 and Highway 81, exit 125 in El Reno, or dorsey-jonesbuickgmc.com.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
5:30 for Sooner baseball in Dallas tonight against Dallas Baptist, where the Sooners have had some issues. T-Row and Company pregame show at 5:30. 10th ranked Oklahoma. I'm talking about the Baseball America numbers. 11-0 for Skip and Company. Looking good. Pretty good. Dallas Baptist 8-3. Number 21 in the Baseball America ranking, so that'll be happening at 6 tonight. Sooner men tomorrow night, 7 p.m. against Missouri. We'll see what the injury availability report looks like regarding Jalen Moore. Early this evening, women's basketball back in action on Thursday against either Arkansas or Georgia. And Al Eschbach always said it that way, so it's stuck in my head. Arkansas. Congratulations, by the way, to Reagan Beers, first-team All-SEC, and to Peyton Verhulst, second-team All-SEC for Jenny B. and Company. Fifth-seeded OU against either Arkansas or Georgia Thursday at 12:30 in Greenville, South Carolina. And the Thunder back in action tomorrow night at Memphis, 8:30 ESPN game. Last trip to Memphis was not good. The last matchup with Memphis was not good. But Oklahoma City, again, got 51 from Shea last night, and they win their 50th game of the season. So there you go. Let's play two Kobe McKenzie clips. Let's start out with the one on Kobe McKenzie on being the man. Danny Stutsman is gone, who's going to be a leader on that Oklahoma defense. And Kobe McKenzie was asked about what it's going to be like to be in that role as being the man on that defense and linebacker.
You got a ton of playing time last year. You were a big factor last year, but now you're the dude. Exciting? Nerve-wracking? What are you feeling?
Man, I'm very excited. I wouldn't say that I'm nerve-wracking, that I'm nervous, that I'm antsy about anything. I've kind of felt like I've come into the role just naturally. And so for me, if anything, man, it's finally here. But, Danny helped me. The guys around me in my room helped me. And so if anything, man, I'm more prepared than I ever have been. So, fourth year, the best year. I'm ready. I'm excited.
We're talking to Kobe McKenzie, thanks to One Oklahoma, and I do have to ask you about skeet shooting coming up in a bit. But Brent Venables has talked a lot about how improved you have been since you've come on campus, how much you've improved. Where do you think you've improved the most?
In my overall knowledge of the game, knowing my surroundings, where my help is, and, just seeing a play and going to get it. I feel that sometimes, when you're a young guy, you see a play and you're kind of antsy as if this is the right play to make or is this the right move to make because you don't necessarily know the scheme or where everybody else is around you. And so I've always been a smart guy, but just here recently in the past couple of years that just seeing a play and attacking it, and whether that be to turn it back to somebody or to make the play myself.
There you go. Kobe and Kip, that 2022 class. You had, you had Kip in that class. You had R. Mason Thomas. You had Robert Spears Jennings. Who else?
Gentry Williams was in that class.
That's right. Man, please, Gentry Williams' shoulder, be healthy because that kid can play. But I love this clip again he was talking about this morning, and thanks to our friends at One Oklahoma, oneoklahoma.com, for sending Kobe in to do a great interview with T-Row and TJ this morning. He was asked about, one of the things is retaining players is huge. Not only going out and getting your help in the portal, but you got to retain your players. And Kobe was asked about, retaining pretty much most of the defense and why they were staying at OU. And he talked about that, which, of course, includes guys in his 2022 class. Here's what he said.
Personally, me, I'd like to take partial credit for it because a lot of these guys that are in this room, I kind of helped get here. In our class, I was the first commit, excluding what happened with Lincoln Riley. I was the first guy that committed and kind of rallied up a lot of the guys in our class. So, most of us wanted to we want to win something here. We want our names to be, forever a part of something, whatever that may be. And so that's all our dreams, every single one of us. This is quote unquote our last year, and so when we kind of had that talk at the end of the year, like, man, like, is this really what we want to do? Like, nobody really questioned it. It was kind of like, yeah, like, what else will we do? Like, let's come back and win something here. So Oklahoma is a special place to a lot of people, and we feel a very special way about it.
There you go. You like that answer right there? That's a really good answer. That these guys still want to win something and do something at the University of Oklahoma. So,
I like the question kind of. Well, I guess the question wasn't necessarily intended to go back to his recruitment, but I love that it kind of meandered back there because it was such a unique recruitment.
Didn't he commit to Texas for a while, right?
He committed to Oklahoma way early. I want to say it was still calendar year 2019 when he committed to OU? I mean, it was early.
Mm-hmm.
And he stayed committed for the longest time. December of 2021 rolls around. Muleshoe leaves.
Muleshoe is still the reason that Oklahoma is in this mess.
He decommitted. He committed to Texas for 8 days and then flipped right back to Oklahoma once Brent Venables made the trip out to Lubbock, Texas, and sat down with him.
There you go. All right. By the way, our YouTube poll question today, what do you think about the Crimson Combine? An idea for the spring, replacing the spring football game this year. Good call, don't care, or this sucks. Good call, keep your players, currently running third at 15%. Don't care, it's not a real game, 17%. This sucks, another lost tradition, 69%. Imagine that. The negative one wins is winning in a landslide. That's because negativity is what we're all about these days.
Negativity prevails.
Well, like I always say, the angry people are more likely to text you. Not all, but they're more likely to text you or whatever, make a comment, on your whatever post you might have on Twitter, X, whatever.
Yes, and then God forbid someone texts in something that's unprompted and positive. And then you'll have people on the text line going, oh, what a brown noser.
The attack dogs come out. That's the way of the world. What a great song by Earth, Wind, and Fire that is, by the way.
A listener in the 918 says, hey, Parker, you said something about the Mavs moving to Las Vegas and the Thunder moving to Dallas. Is that a real thing? Yes, 1,000% real. I don't make jokes.
That ain't true. Now, maybe the Mavs can move. Oklahoma City not going anywhere, man.
Am I someone that makes jokes?
Maybe 5% of the time.
Yes, Steely, the answer to that question is yes.
I would go, okay, 15% of the time.
Realtor Chris says, maybe it's not as negative as you think. Maybe the negative is canceling the game because you're afraid somebody's going to steal your players.
Dabo doesn't believe that, though.
No. Dabo, man. Dabo marches to the beat of his own drum.
You want to play Dabo one more time? Because he was asked straight up at his presser the other day, a lot of people are canceling like their spring games. You ever thought about that? And here's what Dabo said.
We're going to have a spring game, and I hope we can have some type of fan day with it as well. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, listen, it don't, whether you have a spring game or not, it's going to be tampering. You know, ain't nobody going to go look at the spring game and go, oh, yeah, boy, they got PFF. That's called PFF. They got everything on everybody already. So, you know, there's canceling the spring game ain't going to stop tampering. We're going to need a lot more help than that to stop tampering. And hopefully at some point that'll happen.
You know who was the first real tamperer? Muleshoe.
With whom?
Pittsburgh. Remember Pat Narduzzi was the first one who was all pissed off.
Well,
came out and said, who was it? Was it Jordan Addison? Was that the receiver?
Yeah, well, yeah. If we want to take it back.
Muleshoe was the first freaking tamperer.
If we want to take it back even further, Steely, there were allegations that OU tampered with Mike Woods in the spring of 21. You remember that? Yeah, where he played Arkansas spring game, and then a day later he was in the portal going to Oklahoma.
Well, what's wrong with that? Oh, you can tamper all they want. Of course, we're talking about Muleshoe right now.
Yeah, that was Muleshoe.
Oh, that was Muleshoe.
Yes. That was while Muleshoe was still at OU.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. Did I like that? Because Muleshoe's a rotten son of a... They're killing it in recruiting right now. Please let that class fall apart. What happened at USC? Did they get an influx of money? How are they doing this all of a sudden?
Steely, what do we know about Muleshoe's teams?
They underachieve. And usually
Muleshoe's teams are never hotter than they are in the offseason.
That's true, but
you want to talk about off-season championships? Muleshoe has taken that title from Texas over the last few years. And USC has taken that title. They've inherited the moniker of the program that wins off seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think you're right. By the way, John and Blanchard, yeah, you're right. That's why I paused the Memphis game. Oklahoma City blew away Memphis, and then, of course, they lost the lead at home in the last matchup. So 62-year-old mind, sometimes it doesn't function at a optimum level anymore.
Kyle from Salisaw says, Parker, pump some sunshine for us today. I told you yesterday, Dayton Forsyth 50 burger tomorrow night against Missouri.
Really? What are you putting the serious over and under on Forsyth tomorrow night? A lot depends on whether Jalen Moore plays or not.
Well, it depends on if they let Forsyth – can we start Dayton Forsyth, please? Can we let that happen?
That would
I've
make
been
sense,
stumping
though,
for that
it?
for weeks. Weeks.
Does he have a nickname yet? Well, he does have Sparky now.
White Lightning?
See, we could play freaking White Lightning by George Jones right now. But no.
We're on YouTube.
I know. So many things. The creative toolbox was taken away. They put me here in this dark, danky dungeon with no lighting, little bitty font size. I mean, it's like, hey, what are you, It's very difficult. Going to the softball game versus South Carolina Friday night, where is the best place to park for Love's Field? And our man Blake has answered that. The LNC parking lot is right across the street. Yeah, you'll find a good spot. Yes.
And you know what it's like at the LNC? You can always find a parking spot outside the LNC.
The LNC, what's older now? Is it the Roman Coliseum or the Lloyd Noble Center? Do we know?
The Lloyd Noble Center. Is this year 50 of the LNC?
Have they ever had the gladiator battles at the LNC and naval battles in there?
Naval battles.
That's what was weird about the Coliseum. Yeah, they also used to have naval battles. Like, how the hell do you have naval? Oh, they could fill it up with water. And they showed it in Gladiator, too.
Nick and Sepulpa said, hey, if the Thunder leave, maybe we can finally get people to the freaking LNC.
See, I think that is a factor, but I don't think it's a huge factor. I'm not saying it's not a factor, but look, people, though, will support a winner. One of my things that I've studied over my life in sports is people support winners over losers. That's my dissertation. Winners win, losers lose, and the money goes to the winners.
Michael E. Steely, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a brilliant dissertation. I think I got a C- on that or something. I always did well in the Blue Book exams, though, because you could BS your way through that. Just, I can't believe I got a B+ on that. I thought that was in danger of being.
What was a Blue Book exam in your day? What did that consist of?
Write the philosophy of what Homer was trying to say in the Iliad and the Odyssey, or.
So you just write a bunch of wordy BS?
Oh, yeah, because I've always been good at BSing people. So the Blue Book exam, I always took that with extreme confidence. Yeah, I got this. Not sure what I know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure going to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Kind of like today's YouTube phonies out there. Some of those people. So anyway. Okay, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Let's come back. Somebody said that Kevin Durant needs to come back, by the way, to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll touch on that for a minute and hit your texts. We got a lot of stuff to cover before we get out of here, so keep it right here on the home of Sooner fans.
The word is spreading, and the Ref Army is growing. Keep telling your friends and family that there's only one station for true Sooner fans, and that's the Ref Radio Sports Network, and worldwide on the KREF app.
I'm State Farm Agent Julia Chu, and you already know our office is a place to turn for your insurance and financial needs. Now that place has changed to 701 Wall Street. While the location may have changed, the commitment of our team is as strong as ever. So whether you already know us or want the one-of-a-kind service offered by the Julia Chu Agency, call us at 329-3311 or come visit at our new location, 701 Wall Street, right on the corner of Boardwalk and Wall Street in Norman.
March is here, and the home of Sooner fans is ready to make the best 68-team giveaway better than ever again this year. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street and more. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
Hi everybody, Toby Rowland here. And are you and your family looking for a place to golf in 2025? The Trails Golf Club in Norman is perfect for you. The Trails give you the opportunity for you and your family to spend quality time together by playing golf, enjoying the pool in the summertime, along with many family fun-filled activities around holidays. Plus, one of the best restaurants in town. Now is the perfect time to join the Trails. Contact Zane Alexander today at 405-360-3790 or visit trailsgolf.com.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Stand Up to Cancer asked leading cancer researchers to speak about why they do their work.
Two words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please, help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
For 3 generations, the John M. Ireland & Son Funeral Home and Chapel in Morris continued to serve the community by giving back to local schools, charitable organizations, and first responders.
We provide pre-planning for funerals and cremation services at the most reasonable prices.
We are proud to be a family-owned and operated funeral home.
Award-winning funeral home year after year, our family believes in serving the people of our community.
I'm John Ireland.
And I'm Solon Daniels.
You've got our word on it.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. One final segment. Riverwind Casino, get on out there, play with your wild card today. They've got another great round of promotions for the month of March. The 80K Golden Clovers giveaway. That's the Friday night drawing on each and every Friday. Play with your wild card, and especially if you can on Monday or Tuesday, and get 5 times the entries by getting some points in your wild card. They have the 30K 4-leaf clover promotion. They have the 30K Shamrock Surprise and the 30K Clubs and Clovers promotion. That looks to me like 140K in cash bonus play and prizes. That's in addition to jackpots that people will be winning this month. And Beats and Bites, the Outdoor Food and Music Festival, will be heading into its 9th year. It's right around the corner. Food trucks everywhere, quality, great music outside, retail vendors, games, and activities for the kids. The lineup is set in June, on June 14th, Josh Turner and Edwin McCain. In July, on a Saturday night, Rick Springfield and the I Want My 80s tour, plus a fireworks show on July 19th on that Saturday night. In August 9th, Saturday show, Kansas and Starship. I love that. And then in September, on September 5th, on a Friday night, Gary Allen with the band Drive. And all those start at 6:30. Gates open at 6. Tickets go on sale. You might mark this down on your calendar. April 4th, all right, on a Friday, April 4th, to see the Beats and Bites shows coming up this summer. And next up, we've got sold-out shows in March, 38 special Bonnie Raitt in Chicago. But we do have Boys to Men tickets available, limited seating, also for America coming in April. In May, Patti LaBelle, and then we also have the Randy Rogers Band and Scotty McCreery coming up in May. Tickets are available for the April and May shows. So always something happening, always good times, and great rewards at Riverwind Casino. Okay, so on ESPN yesterday morning, I think it was in the afternoon, Stephen A. said this about the Oklahoma City Thunder and Kevin Durant.
If you lose this year, if you don't get it done this year,
they should go back and get Kevin Durant. They've got so many assets. They have stuff to give away. They can't possibly use all of them. Right. Phoenix is in desperate need for assets. If you are the Phoenix Suns and you're trying to get what you can for an aging Kevin Durant, albeit a superstar who is aging, then you call the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is why I say Sam Presti should consider it, especially if the Oklahoma City Thunder don't win this year. Enough of Sam Presti. The man is a phenomenal executive. We know this. But I'm sick of, you got to close. Always be closing. You remember the movie Glengarry Glen Ross with Alec Baldwin? Always be closing. Yeah. Sam Presti has had 17 years and has never closed. He's had Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, Carmelo Anthony, Victor Oladipo. I mean, the list goes on and on. Now you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, you got Chet Holmgren, you got Hartenstein, you got everything. I mean, my God, this man has had everything but an apron and a bib. You got to win.
There you go. So if they don't win this season, they've got to go get KD. Very interesting.
I think that'd be hilarious. As someone who cares very little for the NBA, I think that'd be hilarious. Kevin Durant coming back to OKC after almost a decade. I guess we'd find out whether time really does heal all wounds.
I think there are some Thunder fans that still would tell you absolutely not. Santa John's one. We've had a couple other on the text line. Absolutely no. But we'll see how they might feel if this team, let's say, gets somehow plays the Lakers and loses in the Western Conference Finals or something. How they'll feel. We'll see. But you never know. Stephen A. is a tool. Well, we know that he likes attention. There's no doubt. I don't have a huge problem with Stephen A.
That was a texter saying Stephen A. is a tool, in case that wasn't clear.
That's right, J-Dub. J-Dub says Stephen A. is a tool. Okay, 405-651-3439. By the way, the final poll results are in. What do you think about the Crimson Combine? The winner, this sucks, another lost tradition, wins it. 66% of the vote. Good call. Keep your players at 19%. And also, is that 16%? Yeah, 16% for don't care. It's not a real game. So there you go. The upset people win again, believe it or not. But I don't know. I still remember that day, July 4th. Everybody refreshing what was then Twitter. It was a much more friendly place. No Russian bots everywhere back then. But refreshing over and over and waiting for the Players Tribune story to pop. And then it did. My next chapter. And then Russell Westbrook put the cupcakes out there. And when Kevin Durant came back to Oklahoma City, he was greeted by a giant cupcake outside the Warriors' locker room. And there was hate and vitriol in that audience, that crowd that night. Has it subsided somewhat? Yes, but I still don't think most Thunder fans would want him back. But again, things change. Things change. If Oklahoma City doesn't, say, get to the Western Conference Finals or they lose in the Western Conference Finals, we'll see. Hell no. Screw KD. From Recruiting Boomer. Big Rich, not a fan either.
He said that's like hiring a dude that had an affair with your wife. Oh, goodness.
Worst 4th of July ever.
What, 4th of July 2016, right?
I think it was 20. I think that's right.
Yeah, 16. Sounds right. On the topic of college football, as the text line continues to discuss the Crimson Combine, a listener in Illinois says the precipitous decline of NCAA football was 2014 when OSU won the first playoff championship. That's Ohio State, to be clear. Before that, it was the quote-unquote mythical national championship. It will never be the fun it was formerly, and NIL is just an accelerant. one should always be cautious what they ask for in case they get it.
You know, I was kind of a doom and gloomer when this first started happening, when, the NIL stuff. I just thought, I don't know. College football, look, it's not going to happen anytime soon, but what did we talk about? I wonder what college football is going to look like in 5 or 10 years. Well, it's not looking any better right now. And we're, 3 years into this experiment? With the NIL, or has it been 4?
It's been almost 5 now. Right? Because it was during COVID that the NCAA announced that
I guess
NIL was going to be a thing.
But it really exploded, it seemed.
Like 2022-ish.
Yeah.
Evan from Blanchard says, idea for the Crimson Combine Skills Challenge. Joe John versus recruiting. Gosh. Earlier, Sooner Bump said, I'd pay $100 for a ticket if part of the festivities was Joe Castiglione announcing his retirement. Everything sucks when OU's losing at football.
How soon they forget what Joe Castiglione has done for this freaking university and college athletics. And now you're going to want to cast him aside. Yeah. Joe C's taking more shots than ever. But I will say this. Right now, what has been the most difficult time for the university administration? Now, Charles Thompson on the cover of SI and what was going on then, pretty tough for that administration. The King even had to resign. But right now it's tough because you're going through the NIL era. You were going through where it's all about the money, money, money. Muleshoe deserted you, that rotten scoundrel son of a you-know-whats, and put Oklahoma in a tough spot. And you bring in Brent, and look, it hasn't been great yet. Maybe it won't be great. But you also get this incredibly tough SEC schedule. You start out maybe a little bit behind in the NIL. Maybe you didn't embrace it fast enough. Then you get all these injuries and everything. And all of a sudden, you're having to call people when they're upset and ask for more money. It's not easy for them right now. And you can say, well, they should have jumped on the NIL train sooner or whatever. Maybe, pardon the pun. But it's a tough situation. And I said a lot of this, I believe, is a numbers game. When it's purely about the money, the Sooners are in a pretty good spot, but they're not in the best spots. When you consider the alums from A&M, from Texas, the nationwide, Ohio State, Michigan, these schools have a bigger enrollment, a bigger alumni base. Therefore, they have more people with more money. So it's if it becomes purely about the money, Oklahoma will be in okay shape, but they won't be in the best shape. Maybe like Tier 2, Parker? Tier 2 in terms of being able to just go out and raise a lot of money. Like I said, they're in like that neighborhood that is not quite the best neighborhood in your city, because there's always one like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous, Gaillardia. Maybe they're in Nichols Hills. I don't know. But a lot of it's a numbers game too. And, just some bad luck and, well, let's give Texas the easy schedule. They've sucked for 10 years. Let's put it on Oklahoma. Even though they just got ditched by a rotten bastard and they've been, swimming upstream just a little bit, we got to give them the tough schedule. Some of those maybe you could say are excuses, but some of them are real. So, I don't know. It's a tough time right now. I think Oklahoma will make it through. I do, but it's not going to be easy. Getting back to just being, first of all, you're never going to dominate the SEC like you dominated the Big 12. Everybody knows that. But you need to be up in the top four or five in the SEC every year if you're Oklahoma, somewhere. Okay, Parker, any closing thoughts on the Crimson Combine and today's show?
I have no thoughts that I haven't already voiced, Steely. I've said all I care to say on the matter.
I don't know if it's just me and my age, but I think every day I look at social media and then I come in here and then I think, oh, no. I mean, I still enjoy doing this every day, but the world it's not a very good place right now. Too much negativity. Too many hucksters, heisters, and just plain sellouts out there. And college football just gets more depressing. Other than that, it's a gloomy day. Putin might walk out in the presidential thing tonight. Who knows? It's a crazy world. I like normalcy. Don't we all? Okay. Hightower Clinical, thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday. Let's get locked in up next right here in the Home of Sooner Fans.